हाय फ्रेंड्स एंड वंस अगेन वेलकम बैक टू इंग्लिश लर्नर्स लर्न इजीली। आज के इस वीडियो में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं a guest, a gorilla in a guest room, which has been represented by English learners. And here we go. Now let me first introduce you with this gorilla. What is the name of the gorilla? A gorilla in a guest room, and it has been specially written by our Gerald Dirrell. Now, A Gorilla in a Guest Room by Girl Jill is a short story which has been written for ISC students, for 11 and 12 students of Delhi board. Now, what are we waiting for? We are just going to start it. Let me first introduce you the author, Gerald Durrell. Who is the Gerald Durrell? He was born in the year 1925 till 1995. He was known as a naturalist, zookeeper, and conservationist author. He was born in Jamshedpur, India on 7th November 1925. His family settled in Corfu. Since his boyhood, he had been an ardent observer of wildlife. He was the fourth and the youngest child of Flauza Florence Dexy and Lawrence Samuel Durrell, both of whom were born in India of English and Irish descent. Durrell's father was a British engineer. Durrell found what are now called the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust and the Durrell Wildlife Park on the Channel Island of Jersey in 1959. He wrote a number of books based on his life as an animal collector and enthusiast. Next is that, as you can see, this is the picture of our famous Gerald Durrell, who has written this, A Gorilla in the Guest Room. He has related his experience in the story, which is in the trilogy beginning with my family and other animals, and continuing with birds, beasts, and relatives, and the Garden of God. Durrell Trust is an international charity with a mission of saving species from extinction, especially those animals that are under the threat of extinction. His trust copes with the increasingly difficult challenges of zoo, wildlife, and habitat management. Now, the story underlines the idea that zoos must be kept used for contributing to the conservation of the wildlife. The author means the narrator who is narrating the story, that is the author. The narrator gives an account of his efforts in procuring a gorilla for his zoo. He thought that gorillas for near about 20 years ago, it is going to be extinct. Therefore, when he got an opportunity, he therefore adopted an gorilla. Now he has to approach many rich men because he don't have that much of money. He was in already debt on that time. So he asked to rich men to collect 1200 pounds for a male gorilla baby. He keeps the gorilla in his guest room before he shifts the animal to the zoo. This is the proper procedure we all used to follow, that we have to keep the animal at first in a very separate place, and thereafter when we will observe that nothing is wrong with that animal, means he is not affected with any kind of disease, then only they used to means what do you say shift that animal into the zoo. So not only does he treat affectionately, he also takes care to provide this grown up gorilla named N Pongo. Here it is written N Pongo, but we are going to pronounce it with Pongo, with a female mate named Nandi. So the gorilla, which is a male one, that its name is going to be Pongo, and the female mate named is Nandi. So this is the first part of the story. We had it right now. Now let's go with the other part. Such creatures are treated as members of his family because Gerald Durrell he was a zoologist. So as you know, that as being a zoologist, He definitely loves animals. Now, such creatures are treated as members of his family. All efforts are taken to attend to them in case they are injured or fall ill. The behavior and antics of the baby gorilla, Congo, and his female mate, Nandi, have been keenly observed and described so vividly that the two seem to be members of a human close-knit family. The other spares no pains in providing essential medical care to Congo when he suffers from some abdominal trouble. Now, at once he suffers that male gorilla I'm talking about. He suffers from abdominal trouble, and therefore he was that Gerald Durrell was very busy, but still he tried to be in touch with that gorilla. That what is he eating? What is he doing? Okay, like this kind of special feeling is there. Now, animals, birds, and other creatures should be properly taken care if we have to preserve ecology. Here, Gerald Durrell, the author, is trying to say that if you really want to conserve, if you really want to preserve our ecology, then you should have proper proper take care should be taken. Proper care should have been taken for that ecology. Animals must be treated nicely in the zoos, which should not be mere showpieces of animals. Animals should not, he's trying to say that animals should not be treated like the showpiece for the zoo. They are also a living creature and we must respect them. Respect them in a sense that we must treat them as we used to treat our own child. Now, animals must be treated nicely but contribute something towards conservation of wildlife. The story, written in a simple, straightforward manner, is both touching and gripping. It is an effort to make us more sympathetic and affectionate towards animals. Now let's get back to the summary of A Gorilla in the Guest. A Gorilla in the Guest, it has been written by Gerald Durrell in the year of 1962. It is about the relationship between a gorilla named Pongo. Here I am repeating it once again, Pongo. The N is going to be silent. Pongo and his caretaker. Who was his caretaker? Mr. Durrell. Who was Mr. Durrell? The Gerald Durrell. Okay, the full name of Mr. Durrell is Gerald Durrell. He was a zoologist, conservationist, okay, and who has written this story. Next, love for the wildlife. The author, who had set up a zoological park, felt that the zoos must do something to conserve wildlife. The zoos, he believed, are not mere show places of variety of animals for the entertainment of the people. He thought, the author thinks, that the zoo must not be the place which gives entertainment to people. It must be a place where variety of animals must be there so that we can preserve them. Now, his ardent desire as such was to replace the commoner animals with the species threatened with extinction. The author loves to be with the species threatened with extinction. He wants to conserve, he wants to preserve those animals which are going to get extinct. Okay, he don't want to preserve those animals which is very common. Obviously, when we visit into a zoo, we are not going to see that cows are grazing. We can see that in zoos. We used to see that crocodiles are there, birds are there, right? We cannot see dogs, right? Dogs are not going to get preserved. So those kind of animals which is not common, okay, in zoos. The animals which are going to get extinct, those animals we have to specify, we have to take care, special take care should be taken for those threatened with extinction animals. Now, it was at this point when he received a telephone call from an average animal dealer if he wanted to buy a baby gorilla. Now what's next he do? Efforts to get the baby gorilla. He buy that baby gorilla but in a very high price. On that time, he was already in debt, but it was impossible to think that he will be able to get that baby gorilla. A dealer called him once and he was asking for 1200 pounds for a baby gorilla. Now let's read this. Efforts to get the baby gorilla. Gorilla was already high on the author's list of priorities because once he was about to think about the threatened species, he made a list. The author made a list on that, and the first priority, the first name he wrote, the first animal he wrote, it was a species of chimpanzee. Okay, it was a species of gorilla. Sorry, it was a species of gorilla. So therefore, as he got the call, he was very surprised that I have written the first name as I have written the first species as gorilla, and I am getting a chance in just 1200 pounds. But right now, I don't have that much of money. So what is he going to do? Let's read it. So he wasted no time and rang up the annual dealer, who demanded 1200 pounds for the baby gorilla. The author's wife, what was the name of author's wife? The author's wife's name is Jack, was not in favor of spending huge amounts on this. And the author ignored his wife's pessimistic and antisocial attitude and consulted his banker friend Hope. What was the name of the banker? Who was his friend also? The banker friend's name is Hope, Hope. Who too did not support the author on this issue. He also did not support the author on that time because he was already, it was not his proper condition. Now, what was the public support according to the author? The author had full faith in the generosity of the people to come forward and contribute their bit in his mission to acquire a baby gorilla. Now the author thought that he must get that gorilla, but how? What he has to do? How he is going to manipulate the situation by which he would get 1200 pounds? The reason he did, what he did on that time. The author had full faith in his generosity. Means he thought on that time that I must get that 1200 pounds. Okay, but from the rich men, because they are the ones who are going to give that much of amount. He is going to ask them for the contribution of such a extinct species. By contacting a few persons, the author could collect just 200 pounds. As he was ringing, he made a very rich people's list. Okay, as earlier he made a few people's list, but now he was making a rich person's list. Okay, he called up his friend and he asked, give me few numbers of rich people. So when he called them, the few rich people, he got 200 pounds as a contribution. The next person the author contacted was Major Domo, who was graciously generous to fund the remaining required amount of 1000 pounds. He was in the need of 1200 pounds, but by contacting, जब उसने लिस्ट बनाया था, राइट, जब उसने लिस्ट बनाया था, पहले तो उसने लिस्ट बनाया था कि इसको कौन कौन सा स्पेसीज को बचाना है, एक्सटिंक्ट जो हो रहे हैं उन लोगों को उसे लिस्ट आउट कर रहा था. लेकिन जैसे ही उसने सबसे नंबर 1 में उसने क्या किया था, गोरिल्ला रखा था. और जैसे ही कॉल आ जाता है गोरिल्ला के लिए कि डीलर की तरफ से कि भाई एक मेरे पास एक बेबी गोरिल्ला है, आप इसको 1200 में ले लो. बैंकर से बात करता है, बैंकर का नाम है होप, और वो भी डिनाई कर देता है. उसकी वाइफ को बोलता है, मतलब अपनी वाइफ को बोलता है, सॉरी, जैक जिसका नाम है, तो वो भी बोलती है कि भाई एंटी सोशल हो जाती है. वो भी बोलती है कि नहीं इतने पैसे कहाँ से लाएंगे, ये वो बोलने लग जाती है. नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज he is trying to do that he again calls his one of his friend, और अपने फ्रेंड को बोलता है कि बहुत सारे रिच पीपल का, रिच पर्सन का मुझे नंबर दो, मैं उनसे कॉल करके कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए कहने वाला हूँ. तो जैसे ही वो कॉल करता है, उसको चाहिए 1200 पाउंड, राइट. वो कुछ लोगों को कॉल करता है, कुछ रिच पीपल को कॉल करता है, और कॉल करके उसे सिर्फ 200 पाउंड मिल जाते हैं. ओके, चाहिए उसे 1200 यानी कि 1200 पाउंड चाहिए, लेकिन उसे मिल रहे हैं अभी तक 200 पाउंड. लेकिन जैसे ही वो दूसरे इंसान को कॉल करता है, द नेक्स्ट पर्सन, वो अगला इंसान को जब कॉल कर रहा होता है, द ऑथर कॉन्टैक्टेड, उस इंसान का नाम है मेजर डोमो, जो कि बहुत ही नम्रता से, बहुत ही प्यार से पूछता है कि आपका और कितना पैसा बाकी है. और कितना पाउंड आपको लगेगा, आप आकर ठीक मेरे घर पे ले लीजिए। बाय जस्ट हियरिंग दिस गेराल्ड को मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, तो खुशी के फवारे फूटने लग जाते हैं। ऑब्वियस सी बात है ना, 1200 चाहिए था, अभी तक 200 हुआ था उसका। जैसे ही वो दूसरे इंसान को जब कॉल कर रहा है, नेक्स्ट पर्सन को कॉल करता है, मेजर डोमो उठाकर कह रहा है कि भाई कितना हुआ अभी तक, 200 पाउंड हुआ, और कितना चाहिए, 1000 चाहिए, बस आकर ले लो मेरे घर पे। He was so delighted on that time. Now it was a big relief that he felt in his mission of getting the baby gorilla. उस वक्त उसको बहुत बड़ा रिलीफ मिलता है कि चलो मुझे ये बेबी गोरिल्ला मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत मेहनत से सब लोगों को बोला है, सब लोगों को इन्फॉर्म किया है, कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए कहा है मैंने। नेक्स्ट इज ऑथर्स विजिट टू लंदन टू ब्रिंग बेबी गोरिल्ला। अब वो जब लेने जाता है, पैसे का तो जुगाड़ होगा यहाँ पे, अब वो बेबी गोरिल्ला को लेने के लिए जा रहा है, ब्रिंग करने जा रहा है। इट वॉज अ ग्रेट डे when the author flew over to London airport to collect the ape being sheltered at the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The animal dealer handed over Pongo in a crate. वो उस एनिमल डीलर जो है वो उसको एक क्रेट में करके देता है, ठीक है, to the author. Thus Pongo walked into author's life. और इसी तरीके से एन पोंगो जो है ऑथर की लाइफ में आ जाता है। The male baby gorilla. This baby gorilla, Pongo, उसको वो Pongo नाम देता है, was about 18 inches high, quite handsome and healthy. He was quite heavy for his size, with solid bone and muscle. He had thick and soft light chocolate colored fur, soft and glossy skin on his hands, feet and face. His eyes were small and deep set. His eyes shone with amusement when the author tickled his ribs. The author gave him the banana, which he ate daintily. Putting Pongo back into this crate, the author went off to catch the place for Jersey. Now this is how when he met Pongo, means the Pongo, okay? Do not say Pongo. Pongo is a wrong pronunciation. We have to say Pongo. Now, this was the first exaggeration of his physical appearance. Now let's read when he went into the guest room. As the cage was for Pongo was not yet ready in the zoo. Zoo में उसका केज जो है, उसका जो पिंजरा है, okay, वो अभी तक रेडी नहीं हुआ था. The author decided to keep him in his guest room for some time. तो ऑथर ने डिसाइड कर लिया कि ठीक है भाई, ये मेरे साथ कुछ दिन मेरे गेस्ट रूम में रहेगा. Pongo's grave, courteous manner and his rather sad expression immediately won over both Jack and the author's mother. उसका वो बिहेवियर, कर्टियस मैनर, एक्सप्रेशन, ये सबसे बहुत ही ज्यादा मतलब बहुत ज्यादा प्यारा हो गया था जैक और ऑथर की वाइफ को, जैक की बेबी ऑथर की बेबी जैक और उनकी मदर को. As the author didn't have a very pleasant experience in keeping Chumley, the chimpanzee, in the house. सबसे पहले उसने रखा था चमली को, ओके, चमली जो कि चिंपैंजी था उनके घर पे, उसने उनको चमली को रखा था और वो बहुत ही तोड़फोड़ करके रखा था, तोड़फोड़ कर दिया था उसके घर पे. लेकिन जब इन लोगों ने पोंगो को देखा तो वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा मैनर है, कर्टियस मैनर से है, तो वो लोग बहुत ही ज़्यादा डिलाइट हो गए उसके बिहेवियर से. He was very cautious about Pongo, though he was charmed by his beautiful behavior. Although Pongo's behavior was exemplary, the author did not expect Pongo to automatically assume civilized behavior simply because he was living in the house. Therefore, the guest room, when Pongo left it, bore numerous traces on his presence. जब वो गया जब पोंगो जो है वो अपने वो गेस्ट रूम को छोड़कर अपना वापस जो जू है पिंजरे में जाता है, तो बहुत सारा ट्रेजर छोड़ के जाता है. It looked like a 16th century ale house month after Pongo's sojourn there. The handle of the door was badly bent and pulled down. There were several marks of discoloration in the room. Obviously जानवर को रखेंगे तो discoloration तो होगा, ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, ये common है. Now let's get back to the gentle's disposition. Now Pongo's disposition, good manners and a very well developed sense of humor made Pongo the darling of the zoo. वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा मतलब बढ़िया किस्म का गॉरिला था, इसलिए वो सबका डार्लिंग बन गया था. Unlike a baby chimpanzee who throws tantrums on being locked up in the cage, Pongo did not show any such hysterics. Now, जैसे नॉर्मली बेबी चिंपैंजी को लोग अंदर डालते हैं केज में, वो बहुत ज़्यादा शोर मचा रहा होता है कि क्यों लॉक कर दिया, यही वो उन लोगों का बिहेवियर शो करता है. लेकिन पोंगो ने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया. उसको केज में डाला, भाई अच्छा है मेरा, मुझे एक नया सेपरेट घर मिल गया. ही इज थिंकिंग, ही इज शोइंग दैट मुझे अच्छा हुआ, एक नया एक सोफिस्टिकेटेड घर मिल गया. उसने कोई चिल्ला चिल्ली शोर मचाया नहीं. ऑल्दो डिप्लोरिंग इट, he would accept the necessity of being locked up in the cage. उल्टा जब वो खुल जाता गलती से तो वो खुद ही निकलता नहीं, वो खुद ही वहीं पे बैठा रहता. वो मतलब कोई भी डिस्टर्ब नहीं करता, कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता उसको, बिकॉज उसको पता है वही उसका फेवरेट, वही उसका बेस्ट प्लेस है. At times his behavior with the visitor was amusing and astonishing, as he would pull some person's leg and cause him slipped disc. वो जब विजिटर्स लोग आते थे उसको देखने के लिए तो उसका बिहेवियर बहुत ही ज़्यादा अम्यूजिंग रहता था, अस्टॉनिशिंग रहता था. वो कुछ लोगों के पैर तक टांग लेता था और लोगों को ज़मीन में गिरा देता था. जस्ट ही इज ट्राइंग टू मेक फन विद अदर्स एंड दैट्स इट. लेट्स गेट बैक टू मेट फॉर एन पोंगो. मेट फॉर पोंगो, व्हाट इज मेट फॉर पोंगो? ऑब्वियसली जैसे कि वाइफ हस्बैंड के साथ में वाइफ होता है, तो जस्ट लाइक दैट एनिमल्स के साथ भी वैसा ही होता है. तो ये मेट फॉर पोंगो के लिए बोला गया है. Within a period of 12 months, Pongo was almost double in his size. The author felt that Pongo must be provided with the company of a female mate. He believed that when an ape or gorilla attains 3 or 4 years of age, it is safe to let it enjoy human company only. But if he is 12, 11 or 12, this may mean a broken leg or a broken neck. He is likely to turn morose if he is deprived the company of his own kind than that of human beings. Now, सबके लाइफ में एक टाइम आता है जिसको एक मेट की जरूरत होती है. As human beings need, वैसा ही एक चिंपैंजी और गोरिल्ला को भी चाहिए होता है, right? Now, taking into consideration all these things, the author went on to procure a wife for Pongo. तो ये सारी चीज़ों को ध्यान रखते हुए, क्योंकि वो जूलॉजिस्ट था, उनको बहुत ही अच्छे से ये सब चीज़ों की नॉलेज थी, तो गिरल जुरल क्या करते हैं, उनके लिए एक प्रोक्योर वाइफ ढूंढने की कोशिश करते हैं. और प्रोक्योर वाइफ का नाम क्या होने वाला है? नैंडी. So he once again contacted the same animal to get him a female gorilla. तो अब वो वापस से उसी डीलर को कांटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, एनिमल डीलर को, जिससे उन्होंने पोंगो को खरीदा था 1200 पाउंड्स में. लेकिन इस बार फीमेल गोरिल्ला का प्राइस 1200 नहीं होने वाला है. Getting positive implications on his suggestion, the author struck a deal with the animal dealer and got the female baby gorilla on installment terms. क्योंकि उसके पास तो उसका पैसा था नहीं, तो उसने बोला कि ठीक है भाई, मुझे इंस्टॉलमेंट में दे दो, लेकिन मुझे चाहिए. Now the female baby gorilla. Nancy was dispatched in a small crate. Now, when she arrived, she appeared to be in perfect condition. Her fur was glossy, she was fat, and her skin had a sheen like satin. The author was impressed most by her eyes at first sight. Her eyes were large and lustrous, but they were the eyes of an animal that had no trust or respect for human beings. The author discovered a scar on her skull. It was caused by a big knife thrown by a man while catching her. Naturally, Nandy was antisocial and scared of humans. Nandy कौन थी? फीमेल गोरिल्ला. ना, जैसे कि हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे अभी देखा, फीमेल गोरिल्ला नैंडी, ये एक स्मॉल क्रेट में लेकर आया थे. इनका बदन जो है, इनका फर जो है बहुत ही ग्लॉसी, इनका शरीर जो है फैट था, जो एक परफेक्ट फीमेल गोरिल्ला का होना चाहिए. ठीक है, उसकी आईज में जो खूबसूरती है वो किसी और में नहीं मिली. Now her eyes were large and lustrous, but they were eyes of an animal. But उन आँखों में कोई भी रेस्पेक्ट नहीं था, कोई ट्रस्ट नहीं था ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए, बिकॉज एक बार उनके सर पे एक स्कार उन्होंने देखा और वो देखकर समझ गए. कौन देखकर समझ गए? गिरल जुरल, जो कि ऑथर है. ऑथर देख करके समझ गए कि ये ज़रूर उस वक्त हुआ होगा जब वो लोग जो पकड़ने जाते हैं, ओके, जो गोरिल्ला को जब पकड़ने के लिए गए होंगे, बड़ी नाइफ से उसको थ्रोन करके मारा गया होगा और वो कैच करने के दौरान उसको चोट लग गई. तो जिसके वजह से उसके जहन में बैठ गए हैं कि ये लोग बुरे होते हैं, एंटी सोशल एंड स्कैर्ड ऑफ ह्यूमंस. Now the two gorillas in the same cage. After keeping Nandi in a separate cage for 24 hours, जैसे कि मैंने पहले कहा था, हर एनिमल्स को हम लोग अलग रखते हैं. उसके बाद कुछ वक्त के बाद 24 आवर्स या एक दिन 2 दिन के बाद ही उसे वापस एक स्पेसिफिक पोजीशन पे, स्पेसिफिक प्लेस पे उसको रखा जाता है. तो यहाँ पे पहले हम लोगों ने देखा कि हमारे पोंगो को रखा गया था गेस्ट हाउस में, क्योंकि उसका पिंजरा नहीं बना था जू में. तो उसको रखने के बाद कुछ वक्त के बाद उसको जू में ट्रांसफर किया गया. तो यहाँ पे उसी तरीके से नैंडी के साथ में भी सेपरेट केज में रखा गया 24 आवर्स. उसके बाद शी वॉज सेंट इनटू पोंगोस केज. पोंगो कंसिडर्ड ऑल ह्यूमंस हिज फ्रेंड. पोंगो तो सबको अपना भाई बहन बना के रखा था. बट नैंडी वॉज एंटी ह्यूमन. नैंडी किसी इंसान को पसंद नहीं करती. नैंडी शोड belligerence while Pongo was behaving mischievously. दोनों का बिहेवियर बहुत ही अलग था. एक थी नैंडी जो ह्यूमन को पसंद नहीं करती, जिसके आंखों में से पता चल रहा है कि ये लोग अच्छे नहीं होते ह्यूमंस के लिए. उसकी आंख में कोई भी रेस्पेक्ट नहीं था, कोई ट्रस्ट नहीं था. वहीं पे पोंगो जो है वो सबको अपना बनाया हुआ फिर रहा है. There was much difference shown by Nandi. Their behavior and antics were astonishing. Both of them inspected each other's dishes, thinking the others had a better one. जैसे हम लोग बच्चों लोगों को क्या करते हैं, बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं लेकिन 2 बच्चे हमेशा ये करेंगे कि आपने 2 प्लेटर दिया, उन लोगों को 2 प्लेट दिया है खाने के लिए, वो लोग जरूर मतलब अपना प्लेट छोड़कर वो दूसरे का प्लेट ताक झाँक करेंगे कि उसको कहीं मुझसे ज्यादा तो नहीं मिल गया, नहीं उसके इसमें क्यों ज्यादा है, मेरे इसमें कम क्यों है. ये वाला थिंकिंग जो है ना, ये दोनों यहाँ पे कर रहे थे, नैंडी एंड पोंगो. Now, although they were different in character, they quite plainly adored one another. दोनों ही बहुत ही अलग थे लेकिन दोनों एक दूसरे को पसंद भी कर रहे थे. Pongo was a great giggling clown of the pair, while Nandi was much quieter. ये यहाँ पे आपको मैंने डिफरेंस दे दिया है, ये आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. This is more introspective and watchful. It was great fun to see Pongo teasing Nandi, who in return would belabor him with fist. मतलब नैंडी को बार बार वो परेशान कर रहा है पोंगो, और नैंडी जो है वो बार बार पीछे जा रही है. Now this is about the narrator's anxiety about Pongo's health. अब क्या होता है, एक टाइम पे उसको हमारे जो ऑथर है उनको बाहर जाने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. नाउ उस दौरान जो हमारे पोंगो है उनकी तबीयत जो है वो ख़राब हो जाती है. अब यहाँ पे वो उसका जाना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. अब वो क्या करें. The author remained anxious about the health and well-being of these both. He felt deeply concerned when he learned that they were having diarrhea. उनको लगा था कि शायद डायरिया तो नहीं हो गया. He wanted no indiscretion or carelessness to be taken regarding their food, which was of great variety. बहुत सारा तरह का वैरायटी दिया जा रहा था लेकिन फिर भी कोई कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं हो रहा था. When he learned that Pongo was indisposed, he took all pains to consult vets and physicians and gave the best medical aid. It was when he was to be away for 3 weeks in France for making a film about life in the Camargue. He could sacrifice his visit could not leave Pongo untreated. उनको एक दफ़ा 3 हफ्ते के लिए फ्रांस जाने का काम आ गया था एक फिल्म के दौरान, लेकिन वो मतलब नहीं जाना चाह रहे थे दिल से, बिकॉज उनका जो फेवरेट है पोंगो, उनकी तबीयत खराब है और वो उसको बिना ट्रीटमेंट के किए कैसे जा सकते हैं. उनका दिल जो वो बैठा जा रहा था लेकिन जाना भी बहुत ज़रूरी था. सो डिफरेंट फूड्स वर ट्राइड, एंटीबायोटिक्स एंड इंजेक्शंस वर गिवन टू पोंगो. स्लोली हिज एफर्ट्स बोथ ग्रो. और धीरे धीरे वो फ़ोन में कांटेक्ट रखे थे, ठीक है, बाकी सारे लोगों से जू के, कि भाई कैसा कर रहा है मुझे बताते रहना, क्योंकि मैं तो वहाँ रहूँगा, मेरा दिल बैठा जाएगा. Now luckily on the eve of his departure, जैसे ही वो जाने वाले थे पूरी तरीके से, पोंगो स्टार्टेड शोइंग सैटिस्फैक्टरी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स. अब पोंगो जो है वो इम्प्रूवमेंट शो कर रहा है. While in France, that author kept in touch about Pongo's health and steady improvement. It was a big relief to him when on his arrival he found Pongo having regained his health and weight. बहुत खुश हो गए थे देखकर. Now why this story has been taken the title of a gorilla in the guest room. A gorilla in the guest room is an eye-catching title. We are made curious as to know what it means. How can a gorilla be in one's guest room? We soon realize as we read the story that the gorilla called Pongo is the whole hero of the story. Protagonist को हम लोग hero भी बोलते हैं या main part of the story. Now he is the hero of the story or protagonist and is in focus throughout और पूरी कहानी में इसी के आसपास घूम रहा है. It is true that a gorilla is not expected to be lost in a guest room, taking into consideration its lack of civilized behavior. Because वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा पोंगो जो है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा civilized nature का था, बहुत ही civilized behavior का था, इस वजह से वो वहाँ पे था. Its habitat should be elsewhere in some enclosure of a zoo. But keeping a gorilla, a baby gorilla, in the guest room is something out of common. But the author's decision to keep it in the guest room before its cage is got ready shows the author's deep concern for his comforts. We know the author has founded a wildlife park for the conservation of rare species, and the gorilla has always been on his top priority. The author treats this gorilla Pongo as if he were a human being and leaves no stone unturned to take care of him and his disposition. जब उसकी तबीयत खराब हो जाती है तो पूरी तरीके से जी जान लगा देते हैं. And Pongos, यानी कि Pongo's disposition and exemplary behavior deserved his stay in the guest room. उसका जो civilized nature था इसलिए उसको सभी लोग पसंद कर रहे थे और इसलिए किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा था कि वो गेस्ट रूम में कितने भी दिन रहते. Though later he is shifted into the zoo and is provided with a female companion, Matt. Thus, the title of the story is befitting and convincing. Now let me show you few characters. What are the two main important characters of a gorilla in the guest room? The first character, obviously, this character is Pongo. Now let me point out few points. Now, number one, a central character, a male gorilla. Number two, gentle and well-mannered, calm and compromising. And the last one, behaved like a normal human. That is why he is known as Pongo. Now let's read this one. Pongo, a male gorilla, plays a central role in the story. A gorilla in the guest room. The author has endowed him with all the good qualities. The pronoun he for him reveals that he has treated at par with a human being. This also reveals that author's own attitude towards him in particular and towards all animals in general. इससे पूरा पता चलता है कि पोंगो को वो कितना अहमियत देता था और बाकी एनिमल्स को कितना, because of his civilized nature. When Pongo came into the author's life, he was about 18 inches high. He was quite heavy for his body, was all solid and muscles. There was not a spare ounce of fat on him. His fur, thick and soft, was light chocolate colored. The skin on his hands, feet and face were soft and glossy. His eyes were small and deep set, twinkling like chips of coal. When the author first saw him, he held his arms up to be lifted up. He investigated the author's beard. He giggled hoarsely. His eyes shone with amusement when the author tickled his ribs. Now, Npongo was gentle and good-mannered. He took keen interest in his surroundings. When he first entered the zoo, he took a great interest in the cows passing around. He had grave and courteous manners, rather a sad expression on his face. All these won him over both Jack, author's wife, and his mother. Being a keen observer, Pongo surveyed the sofa and examined everything in the room. The author found his behavior and manners exemplary. It was an account of his decent behavior that everybody loved him, and the author and others of his family decided to keep him in the guest room itself. All the same, being just a baby, perfectly civilized behavior could not be expected of him. So the guest room, when he left it, bore numerous traces of his presence, besmirched with raspberry juice and other eatables. The floor of the room, as the author puts it humorously, looked like a 16th century alehouse. The door handle of the guest room stood bent and twisted. Now, the next character is Nandi, a female gorilla, and she is a distrustful of human beings, not as amiable as Pongo, very shy and reserved, and also self-respecting. Now let's come back with Nandi's characteristics. Number one, Nandi, the second gorilla in the story, was brought to the zoo to fulfill the needs of the male gorilla Pongo as a mate. Unlike Pongo, she was not very lively and amiable. She was bought from the same animal dealer who provided Pongo to the author. When Nandi arrived, crouched in a very small crate, she looked like to be in perfect condition. Her fur was glossy, she was fat, and her skin had a sheen like satin. But at least, but at first sight of her, it was her eyes that impressed the author most, as compared to Pongo's eyes, which were small and deep set, calculating and full of humor. Nandi's eyes were large and luminous, but they were frightened eyes, the eyes of an animal that had little experience of human beings. Number two, she had no trust in human beings. There was a reason behind this. Right across the top of her skull was a scar which was about 6 or 7 inches in length. Obviously, when she was being caught, some very harsh or rash or over enthusiastic young man had given over a blow with a knife, which split her scalp like a razor slash. Naturally, she could not be blamed for being a little antisocial. This great slash was now completely healed, and there was only the long white scar to be seen through the hair of her head. Now, let me tell you the theme of this story. The first theme of the story is conservation of wildlife. The story brings about the idea that we must make allowed make all out efforts to conserve wildlife. Some of these species are rare and threatened. We must make a little contribution to conserve them. The author feels that the zoos can do a little in this regard. He says, zoo must cease to be a mere showplace of animals and start to contribute something towards the conservation of wildlife. Now, according to Human, all the zoos must be financed and supported in a way so that they could provide the animals, birds, reptiles, their natural habitat as far as possible. The greatest concern in now is to preserve the most endangered and rare species and protect them from extinction. Sorry. The author's sincere effort in bringing the baby gorilla in his house, overcoming all obstacles by his wife, or arranging finances are laudable in respect. Now let's read this number 2. Attitude towards animals. Another theme of the story is that animals have their own urges and needs. They wish to have the company of their own species, especially of the other sex. The author in this story succeeds in his research for providing female companion, Nandi, to the gorilla and Pongo, so that the latter does not go morose or become antisocial. The need for companionship is the basic requirement of men and animals. Treatment of disease afflicting the animals is vital consideration, since the sick animals do not have any other being except humans to nurse them in their sickness. The author takes sincere pains to bring Pongo to his normal health by providing him proper food and medicine. All the requirements of Pongo are met with by the author. He shows concern, love, and affection to Pongo in Latter's sickness. He is even ready to cancel his scheduled program so that he is available to Pongo. Now, what message does he is trying to give to all of us? The message is that the story conveys the message of love and affection for animals. We need to change our attitude towards wildlife. We should take all steps to conserve wildlife. We must ensure that animals need love and affection. They must be attended to in respect of their urges and needs. Companionship in animal species is equally of great significance. In this story, we learn that the author takes interest in providing a female mate to Pongo just to avoid his getting morose or losing his liveliness of manners and disposition. When Pongo suffers from diarrhea and later colitis, he is provided best possible treatment and diet. The author wishes that the zoo should be well equipped to provide proper habitat to the animals. These zoos should cease to showcase of animals but contribute greatly towards the conservation of the wildlife, especially those rare and threatened species, species which are threatened with extinction in the wild state. Let people come forward and donate generously for the upkeep of such animals. Now, if you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And do not forget to subscribe our channel and do not forget to drop down your valuable comments to us. And